I walked out the door and she told me I'd never make anything of myself. 40 years later, I own boats and planes. She's still working a minimum wage job at 68. It was 1984. I was 22, working double shifts at a warehouse to save for our wedding. I came home early and found my fiancée, Brenda, in bed with Gary, the shift supervisor I reported to. It wasn't just the betrayal that stung. It was her arrogance. When I packed my single duffel bag, she didn't apologize. She laughed. "Go ahead, run, Danny," she said, blowing cigarette smoke in my face. "Gary has a real future. You're a loser. You'll never amount to anything without me to push you. You'll be stocking shelves until the day you die." That hate fueled me for 4 decades. I moved to the coast with $50 in my pocket. I started scrubbing decks on shrimp boats. I worked harder than anyone else. Eventually, I bought my own boat, then a fleet. Then I expanded into aviation logistics. I built an empire out of pure spite. I never looked back. Last week, I flew my own Pilatus PC-12 jet into my old hometown for a refueling stop. My pilot and I grabbed lunch at a rundown diner near the airfield. Our waitress shuffled over. She looked exhausted, wearing orthopedic shoes and a faded apron. Her hands shook as she handed us menus. Her name tag read Brenda. She was 68 now. Life hadn't just been hard on her. It had run her over. She didn't recognize me in my tailored suit at first. But when she poured my coffee, she stared at the Patek Philippe watch on my wrist and then up into my eyes. She froze. The coffee pot rattled in her hand. "Danny?" she whispered, her voice cracking. "Hello, Brenda," I said calmly. Her eyes darted around nervously. Gary ran off with the secretary 20 years ago. Took the savings. I'm just trying to get to retirement." She looked out the window toward the private airfield where my jet was parked. Is that yours?" I stood up. I dropped a $100 bill on the table for a $2 coffee. "It is," I said. "You were right about one thing, Brenda. I never would have amounted to anything if I'd stayed with you. Leaving you was the best business decision I ever made." I walked out the door, just like I did 40 years ago. Only this time I flew away in my own jet and she stayed to wipe the table. They say success is the best revenge. And looking down at that tiny town from 30,000 feet, I realized it's the only revenge that matters.